Hello, beautiful souls. It has been a while since I connected with you through a video. It's been quite a journey recently. So much intensity, so much depth, so much transformation. And as we're going through a transition, it also this element of the unknown, dealing with the unknown, navigating uncertainty, creating from scratch, pioneering into the field of possibilities. And I know how many of you feel disoriented, fragmented, lost. Maybe you don't have faith that things will open up and align in a way that will serve you, your feminine essence, your soul, your life, your desires. Yet, I invite you to shift your perception. My coach used to say, a miracle is a shift in perception. And every time when we go through a big change, every time when we transition from one evolutionary stage to another, as human species, this is also a time of the best opportunities, the best time to grow, the best time to innovate, the best time to tune in what is needed in the new era. And that's why I'm feeling so excited. And that's why I am recording this video and sharing this message with you. I know many of you follow me because of my relationship and intimacy work. Yet there is so much more that we women crave. And today I would like to address our feminine essence, our feminine power, our feminine heart desires that live inside of each one of us in the form of this deep longing. Something is pulling us towards this experience that we often can't even articulate. So I have created something new. I have created new roadmaps, and I would like to invite you to explore these new opportunities with me. As you know, I have lived like many lives in one. Originally, I come from Ukraine. I grew up during the times of huge transitions when the old, Soviet country fell apart and Ukraine became independent and everything fell apart for people, right? People lost their savings, their retirement, even money system changed, right? The government didn't function, so it was a complete chaos. And this is the time of the greatest opportunities. And I witnessed my own mother stepping up and discovering her own entrepreneurial gifts intuitively, instinctively. And she started create from scratch in the environment of complete chaos. And what worked for people at that time in my country, that was such a unique experience of learning when I look back. What worked for people is collaboration, interdependent relationships, relying on each other, innovating, being creative, experimenting, going for it, doing it no matter what. And within a few years, we went from survival, trying to survive, to thriving, to creating businesses, to collaborating, to building life together, and really feeling supported by this network of people who did that because there was no choice, right? It was like time of Wild West. Now, we can do it differently than Wild West, when there was lots of violence, lots of aggression, lots of masculine distorted energy, like distorted patriarchy. Now women are in power. Women have freedom now. And this is up to us what we can create. I know there are two types of feminine in my circles, among my private clients and also among you who follow me, who watch my videos, who read my letters, who attend my events. The first category of women is the woman provider, the high achiever. Maybe you're in corporate or you have your own business and you're successful, yet success didn't come easy. You worked through the hardest times alone most of the time. You didn't have enough support, but you felt really accomplished when you made that happen. Right? It's like it's that kind of warrior energy. It's like I made it happen no matter what. And yes, you have to be proud of yourself, and we need to celebrate you. Yet, what do you crave inside of you? Do you crave to be seen? Do you crave to be appreciated as feminine essence? Do you want to lean back and receive from the masculine? Do you want a better support system, like internal support system, when you feel belonging, when you feel you're not alone, when things are done besides you working hard, that you receive? Our soul comes here not just for one reason, right? Not just to build something like from this hard work and like almost inhuman effort and then celebrate that. Like that's the masculine formula of success. That's like hard. It's competitive. It's like solo performance. Make it happen, achieve no matter what, overcome obstacles. That has been celebrated in our culture and it's still real. Now, our soul comes for different reasons. And what I've been discovering on my path was like, well, my soul also came here to receive from the masculine. I have been a provider for most of my relationships, and in a way I chose it because at the time I didn't believe that masculine can provide and be loving support for the empowered feminine who is channeling her intuitive gifts and bringing this new education into the world and being this oracle and mystic who is supported by structures and systems of the masculine, that she doesn't need to do both. I didn't believe it was available to me. So I did both. At the beginning, I was mostly in the category of women who just did the masculine business, right? Mainstream construction, land development. Then was like more like real estate sales, real estate investments. That was more graceful because there was not so much of hard work of getting those permits, like building, relocating people from their lands. That was kind of intense work in my 20s. And I was likely to succeed and make multiple seven figures, create multiple seven-figure company at the time. But it was very masculine. It was hard work. It was this kind of like warrior energy. Now, when I worked with investments, it was more graceful. It was more through relationship, through connections. It was more expensive. It was more ease, but I already had the foundation, so I could invest in myself and my relationships and my new business that I had in Europe. Now, when I started my coaching business, this is when I wanted to serve. This is when I wanted to contribute to evolution of human consciousness. And this is when I discovered and brought to life in a way that I started to get paid for my gifts in more feminine way. And it was not easy at the beginning. I had to hire a coach, a business coach, a feminine empowerment business coach who helped me to create the right structures and systems and container for this business and learn how to offer my coaching, my gifts to the world and be well paid. And I succeeded with that. Now I'm bridging both worlds. And also what I discovered, I wanted to heal my provider's wound. I didn't want to be a solo provider anymore. I didn't want to be in a relationship with the masculine who can't build, who can't hold the structure, who can't be my mountain foundation and get my back in a way that I feel empowered and I can channel and create from the feminine. So that was not just an idea. That was not just like, oh, I deserve that, I want that. It was a deep longing of my soul. It was not that I wanted to be provided by a man because I am not capable to provide. I wanted to experience how it feels to receive from the masculine that way. And I have been doing a lot of work in this area, right? And there's some miraculous things that happen, actually, I will share with you in the future. So this is the first category of women that I serve. I have corporate women, I have 7-figure business owners, I have lawyers, doctors who like worked really hard to achieve their success, but they never felt supported. So they want to soften in the feminine, they want to receive the masculine support, they want to feel like, how does it feel to be in that feminine energy and be soft and gentle and playful and not to be in this warrior mode anymore, and how to even attract that kind of masculine, because there is this polarity game that is going on, that if we are now masculine and warrior energy, then we do attract like a softer, more gentle and more chill men who are not as good with providing. Let's be honest about that. So that is one desire that you can explore and you can discover within yourself. And also you just want to also find your soul purpose. Maybe what you're doing right now is not exactly your deepest genius and your best gift. Maybe you still want to reinvent yourself and find something more creative, a creative outlet for your self-actualization. The second category of women that I work with is a woman who dedicated her life to raising kids, to the family, to household, to be a loving wife and to be a great mother. And she did great work, yet at this time, she looks around and she doesn't feel fulfilled. Many times women feel suffocated in that container, and they love their husbands many times. They just don't feel happy anymore, and they crave self-actualization. They crave independence. They crave to go there and test themselves and like face the world and create something on their own and be in power and have that freedom of choice. Some of these women are empty nesters when kids grow up. Some of them, they're still mothers, but they want to find a way to self-actualize and find that creative outlet and also financial capacity to do what they want and have their own money. So this is another category of women. And, some of them don't need to do it. Some of them like have great husbands who make lots of money, right? But this is what their soul wants. And we need to listen to the voice of our souls. So this is the reason I created this new journey, this new program, one-on-one, called The Sovereign. How do we find our sovereignty? The sovereignty of our soul journey, of who we are, of deep longing inside of our body, right? We hear it, and like that's what comes up when I start working with women. We start to go really deep into the desire that was not even articulated yet, because we were born into this patriarchal order and we just take it for granted the way things are. But they don't need to be this way, and we can live creatively. What I can own from the depth of my heart, and I can guarantee that I am a role model for creative living and finding a new way of living, relating, building businesses, building relationships, and self-actualization. And that's what I see as pioneering, trailblazing, because these roadmaps were not given to us as women, right? We only got our freedom to vote and have credit cards and have businesses for just a few decades, right? And still, in many countries in the world, women don't have these opportunities quite yet. So there are things that you can't even like articulate, or maybe you don't have a permission to say, oh, I want that, because you think you're going to sound selfish or greedy or arrogant, right? And there are desires that come from different origins. There are desires that come from, desire to be seen, appreciated, worshipped as a goddess, as a woman, being that feminine, being that goddess, that just being adored. And some women feel it's like vain, it's vanity, right? Well, that's part of the feminine gift to humanity. Her beauty, just being, is enough. So many women feel, oh, that's selfish, that's vanity, when you just want to be adored for being, you're not doing anything. Are you lazy? Just with the way you look or the way it feels to be around you. Yes, that desire is valid. And there are desires that come from these unfair situations that we see in the world, from things that we feel they're not right, but we can't quite articulate why, because we were conditioned that this is how it is, right? My grandma used to say, this is life, so just accept it. You need to get married, have family, and do all of these things. This is life. I was like, is it life or is it human? Human culture. In nature, there are lots of different options for different species, right? Some species are pack animals, some species solo wolves, some species mate for life, some species have multiple partners, multiple babies, one baby, like all kinds of arrangements are available in the animal world. But for human being, it's just this one option. This is not true. So in this container that I'm offering to women, it's not just about intimacy and relationships only. It's about finding your feminine essence, your true feminine desire in your body, activating that life force energy within you that feels exciting, that feels passionate, when you feel fuel to create, and finding step-by-step guidance and clarity of how it looks like. So you can finally even like understand it, bring it to conscious level, articulate it. Because right now it's just like oppressed. It's like kind of like pressed down into the depth, the bottom of your being, right? So we need to bring it up. We need to stir it up, and we need to look at it, and we can work with it. So this is a new container that I offer to women called the Sovereign. And this is where we combine intimacy work, tantric practice, and leadership work. And leadership work doesn't mean that you're going to go and lead the humanity, right? Become a politician or start your business right away, or become some kind of leader. You start with leading yourself, with really understanding who you are and what is your unique path outside of programming and conditioning, outside of these fixed roles that were given to us by culture. And we'll work on the somatic level, we'll work on energetic level, we'll work on consciousness level, in expanded states of consciousness, to really access your deepest truth, your deepest desire, your life force energy, your drive, your passion, your clarity, your vision, and your true gifts. It can manifest as beautiful relationships with the man, intimacy, sacred union, when you are in that receiving mode, and you will know how to navigate that and how to open yourself up to receive, activate that pathway for yourself, if this is your soul desire. Or it can be creating your own outlet for creativity and self-actualization, including starting your business. Maybe you want to become a coach, maybe you want to become a healing professional, or maybe you want to become an artist. And you also want to provide for yourself that way. So you're being paid, so you're being appreciated, you're being seen. So that is another outlet for your actualization. It can be some deep ancestral healing, closing the old doors, releasing old patterns, releasing old beliefs that hold you back from becoming that. So this pathway to freedom, this is pathway to abundance. We'll also look at the wealth consciousness, and the wealth consciousness is not necessarily just money. It's just a state of being that you are part of this universe and you are an active participant in creation. And you are capable to create everything that comes through your consciousness in the form of your desire. We'll learn how universal laws work and apply them through somatic work, through energetic work, and tantric practice, working with your feminine body. So I'm inviting you to reach out and connect with me. No pressure, you don't need to sign up right away. I just want to share this new pathway. I want to share with you this new program and make it available and articulate. That is my deepest desire. That is my deepest offer right now. And I've been also coaching my apprentices who become intimacy and tantric coaches, tantric facilitators. We are wrapping up our apprenticeship program. We're going to have our apprenticeship, Tantra apprenticeship certification retreat in February. So I've been working through multiple channels as a coach, as a leader, as a mentor, as an experienced, seasoned entrepreneur who works in the mainstream world, the masculine mainstream business in the past, in different cultures, and also in feminine healing container as a coach, as a healing professional, as a tantra practitioner. And consciousness worker, right? My background in transpersonal psychology, holotropic breath. So I invite you to connect, and I'm really looking forward to see who will show up. Wishing you a beautiful day and looking forward to talking to you.